This is about how to maintain a curry plant in spring, in the springtime. What you do. I've had this plant since 1992 and have done a lot of this maintenance of this plant, like pruning and transplanting from a pot. For the last 3 years I've had it in a 27-inch pot, and now I am trying to change it to the half wine barrel type of pot. So I have, with great difficulty, pulled the plant out of this pot and put it on the floor. As you can see, I have already started removing the soil from the plant and expose the roots. And after I do that, I will put it in the middle of that big pot and fill it with fresh soil on the sides. Nothing will happen to the plant. This plant is probably 10 feet tall all the way to the top and has been pruned many times down, as you can see. First things first, after you remove the thing from the pot, is put the plant on its side, and then you start to work the base. I have already worked the base quite a bit and removed some soil. And so you put your hand and you start to slowly remove the soil and start to expose the roots like I have been doing. After doing about 10 minutes of work, I decided I was going to record this and put it on YouTube. I need both hands for this, so let me clean it up. There's my cat. Doing this job keeps the plant quite healthy. Let me switch off the camera now and work this with both hands, and then I will show you later how it looks. The other thing I do after I clean it up quite a bit is take the hose and hose the whole plant down. So I do this with the hand very gradually without actually damaging the root system. Keep at it, no rush. Do be gentle. I need both hands, so I'm shutting off the video. This is how it looks before you pull the soil out. And as you can see, I worked that side. Now I'll start to work this side of the pot. Again, this is a huge 27-inch pot, quite big.
Go.
You gently use the garden fork and you keep chipping it off. And now, as you can see, the roots are being exposed quite a bit. It's inevitable that some roots are going to break, but by and large, they should be fine. And I've removed all this dirt just now from the side that I just showed. And I'm going to continue doing this for the next maybe 5-10 minutes, going all around the plant. So I have put the plant down on its side. As you can see, it's a big fellow. And I have gradually chipped away at the soil, and now I have removed almost half a pot of soil from this tree, and now it looks so small. I am next going to hose down the plant, the root system. So
Oh, wait, hang on. Start over.
I'm watching the plant like I said I was going to, after removing almost 50% of the soil. So the roots have now all come out. Now it's time to flip the plant around and clean up the other side as well. I think at this point this is good enough for this side. The root ball looks fairly bald right now. Actually, it looks very hairy. Another thing that I do is put this right in so that it starts to pour out of the sides. It's high pressure water. And if I'm lucky, I will get this plant out, this side plant out, and I will put it in a different pot. I've already almost knocked that guy out. Now that the root ball is exposed, it's very hairy, I have gone ahead and prepared the new spot. I've used the garden soil for flowers and vegetables, which I purchased at Osh. I've prepared more soil, mixing almost 50% of that, as you can see, of the 3 cubic foot bag. 3 cubic foot. So that's how much I have put with the original soil as well. Now for the back-breaking task of picking up this plant, which is probably about 100 pounds, and putting it in that pot in its final spot. Got to be careful because you cannot move that pot once you put it in. I have no idea how I'm going to remove it next year or the year after. With great difficulty, we have now placed it into the pot. I have centered it now and pretty much straightened it up, and I will straighten it again. So there's going to be the final spot. I managed to pull out 2 little plants coming out of the side, and now I've placed the root ball at an angle so that the main plant is a little straight. Now let us see how I fill it up. I've given myself some extra room both on top and bottom so that I can redo this thing in 2 years after the root system grows to fill the big pot compared to the little pot. You can see the difference. Big, little. So voila, I've filled it with all the soil I prepared. There's a little bit left. I'm probably going to put it all as well. And so now to step back and look at the tree. There it is, all the way to the top. There's the tree. So it still looks about 10 feet, 10, 11 feet. Let's hope the plant does well. I've done this many times for this very plant, and it seems to like it. I think the color is saying that I need to put some iron, but first I think I have an old bottle of B12 left. That's good to just add a little so that it doesn't get shock after retransplant. And now I've finally cleaned the ground and it's grown a little dark. So let's see how this plant does now that it's all been transplanted, and hopefully it likes its new home, the new pot.